Training for a half Ironman is already a massive challenge, but balancing it with full-time work and uni, that's a different beast. When I started, I had no idea what I was in for, and I definitely made a lot of mistakes along the way. If you were thinking about taking this on, here are 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my training. These would have saved me a ton of stress, time, and bad training days. Let's get into it.
All right, tip number 1 is time management is your secret weapon. Time management is probably one of the most important things if you're doing Ironman 70.3 training or you're doing the full length, because especially if you're like working full-time like me, doing full-time uni, it's really hard to find those times throughout the day to work out. So I would recommend building your schedule, like your Ironman training blocks, around your like work and uni schedules or whatever you do. So I do one morning session and one afternoon session most days of the week, and then I have 2 full rest days, which is like my most busy days, so I can kind of have like a chill day and not be too stressed about training. So I'll just pop up a little example just here for what my schedule looks like. It's more of like a weekly schedule with all my Ironman training blocks fit in, but yeah, that's the most important thing, and also utilizing the weekend for your bigger sessions. So right now I'm on my long brick session this week, so I'm just doing a 3.5 hour ride and I've got a 45-minute run, so use the weekend to your advantage. And yeah, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is not every training session has to be perfect. I know when I started first trying,
Run.
I thought that
6 minutes.
every single
Heart rate zone 3.0.
had to be run exactly to the workout plan, hitting my paces, hitting my distances, hitting the specific power zones. But sometimes life gets in the way of things, and sometimes you
Heart rate low 106.
days that you're really busy, or you just don't feel really good, you feel sick. I'm not saying miss training days if you like don't feel like doing it, because you're gonna always not feel like doing it, but sometimes you just gotta like miss a training session, or you don't want to miss it, at least reschedule it. But yeah, that's another great tip I should have learned before I started training. So yeah, tip number 3,
Heart rate in range 120.
sleep and recovery are just as important as training. I wish I learned this at the start. Like, I know you've heard it all the time, sleep's the most important thing in the world. Everyone just lets that go.
Heart rate high 121.
They don't really put in too much effort into sleep, but honestly, you need to have
Interval 2 completed at 13:14 pace. Run.
good
6
recovery.
minutes. Heart
And
rate
then
zone
that stops
3.0.
burnout, because you're going to burn out really easily if you're having 6 hours, 5 hours of sleep a day, just from the amount of the training load that you have to do. So I recommend taking sleep very seriously.
Heart
Try
rate
to get
low
that 8 hours
113.
if you can. If you can get more, because I definitely have like felt it on days where I haven't slept as well compared to days that I slept well, that like it impacts your training a lot. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is meal prep is your best friend. Honestly, when you're training for a half Ironman, you've got full-time work as well as uni, or even if you've just got a busy schedule.
Heart rate in range 119.
Meal prepping is going to be one of the best things you do. It's going to save you so much time. It's going to cause you so much less stress, because it's easy.
At 11:50 pace. 6 minutes.
Heat it up.
Heart rate zone
And then eat
3.0.
it straight away, instead of having to actually put time and effort into making a meal. I mean, and then and also another thing is that if you don't meal prep, you're gonna also kind of slack on your nutrition.
Heart rate low
which is not good for
127.
recovery or anything. So it's gonna make you more susceptible to eating fast food and stuff. So which is not good for training. I mean, it's all right to have it if you had a big session, but overall, you don't always want to be having it. So yeah. And finally, tip number 5, which is you can't go all out in every area
Heart
of
rate
life.
high 131.
I thought that Ironman training would be my main priority, but like I'd still be able to do all the things at like 100%, but it's just there's just not enough time in the day to be able to put 100% into other things. So if you're doing it, make sure it's your number one priority.
Heart rate high
If it's not,
133.
you're just wasting your time. I mean, you can do it for fun, but like, what's the point of doing it for fun if you're going to dedicate it?
Interval 7 completed at 11:45 pace.
There's going to be sometimes where training you can't put in the 100%, so you're going to have to take a back seat just because life happens. You have like stuff happening, events on, work, uni, special occasions.
Heart rate
like
low
stuff's
118.
always going to get in the way of your schedule, so you're not going to be able to fully invest into doing an Ironman unless you don't work or don't do uni or whatever. I mean, you can, but like still, life's always going to get in the way. But yeah, there you have it. 5 things / tips I wish I knew before I started my Ironman 70.3 training. I'll just pop them up right here on the screen to remind you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and let me know down below what other videos you'd like to see, if you like the more informative
Heart rate low
content,
111.
or if you want to see more training vlogs, then yeah, pop it down below. But I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one, so peace.